So I think I've built the best free gym workout tracker app. And by free, I mean like completely free. No premium, paywall, no nothing. All the features you see me using in this video are free. They will always be free. I built this app. I'm the only one that has say in it. And I'm telling you guys now, this app will always be free. So just a little background into this project and why I even decided to build this app in the first place. So a few months ago, randomly, I looked into the mirror and I didn't really like what I saw. I was out of shape. I felt sluggish. I put on some weight. You know, my midsection was loose. Everything just didn't look the way I wanted it to look. And I couldn't blame anyone but myself. I wasn't active. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't sleeping well. All of these together, you know, it's not gonna look good for you. So I told myself, let's log back into the gym. First thing I did was I downloaded a gym workout tracker app. I downloaded Strong and I downloaded Heavy, and I think a few other ones just to see, you know, which one I like to use. These were all pretty good apps, but the one thing I didn't really like is some features that you would expect to see included in like the free version of the apps were behind paywalls. Like, why am I having to pay a subscription just to have more than like 3 routines in my app, you know? Or like, why am I paying money just to get access to my own advanced data? For background, I'm a software engineer. I like building things. So I said, let me build my own app. I'll take features, you know, and ideas from all these other apps that I see, and then I'll build my own app that I can use during my journey to be fit again, that don't include any paywall, don't include any subscription, doesn't even take any of your data. All of this stuff lives inside of your phone. You don't even have to make an account. So it's really just a download and use, something very simple that replaced me just using my notes app in my phone to roughly, you know, track my workouts, my reps, my weights and all that. But yeah, you get the gist. So I was talking a lot. Wow. Without further ado, I'd like to proudly present to you my app called Swoley. And so I've got the app here. We're gonna switch to the screen recording view. I'm probably gonna be in the corner or somewhere, and let's just go through the app itself. All right, so we're here. We're on the home screen. This is the first screen you see when you open the app, you know, assuming that you've already gone through our, you know, the little onboarding. So this is the home screen. This is just supposed to be kind of where you get a quick view of how you're doing for the week. There's a little summary tab that kind of rotates through your stats through this week, either the month, or I think it goes next to the last 3 months. And you can actually click into that, and then you can actually get a better detailed view of your stats for whatever time range you want to see. So as you can see, it defaults to this month, but you can actually go 6 months. You can go from duration, you can go from how many reps you've done in total, and you can check, you know, your sets by muscle groups, and you can check your top exercises performed, you know, in any of these time ranges. So it's just a nice little quick little view. And this is kind of where we're just getting started with like the advanced analytics stuff. You know, with other apps, you can't really go this deep without having to pay, you know, for a subscription and stuff like that. Another thing I like is you can go into any of your exercises and click into them, and you can see your history in terms of how many reps you've been doing. As you can see, you can check, oh, okay, on April 23rd, I did 220 for 7, and then I did the second set, I did 6 on 220, and you can basically just see how you're progressing or how you're going over time, and you can do that with every single exercise. So that's the home screen. You know, just a cute little homepage. You know, this is your Swoley mascot. He changes, you know, poses based on how you're doing. If you miss a day, you know, he'll be sad and stuff like that. So that's what the homepage kind of gives us. You can also start a workout from the homepage. We'll probably get into that when we get to the workout tab. And as you can see, you can swipe and you can see how your last workout went. I just did legs earlier today, you know, 7 exercises, 9 sets. It took me 48 minutes, but you know, so you get a nice little piece of info from that homepage. I think the next thing to do is to go into the workout tab. Now this is kind of like the main hub in terms of tracking your workouts, setting your routines. You can even set a training plan. As you can see, right, for now I have no training plan set, but that's just for the video. But let's just go through it. So in this app, the main building block, I should say, is a routine. And a routine is basically, you know, when you go to the gym, what are you going to do that day? We have some, you know, templates that you can choose from. For example, you can choose a pull day, a push day, or upper body or a lower body template. But if you want, also, you can just create one from scratch. As you can see, let's just call this one upper. And let's say, you know, you can, if you're not in a plan, you can still kind of just put a schedule in just to help slowly recommend, you know, this workout on current days if you're not in a plan. But if you're in a plan, you'll see that, you know, the plan itself, you can actually set your routine days itself. But for a routine, boom, you can see we have a pretty extensive list here for you to choose from. You know, let's say this is upper, so let's say you want to start your upper day with some chest flies, you know, or I think it's called pec deck or something. I think I chose pec deck. So yeah, you can go pec deck, you can add that exercise, and you can just keep adding more. And the great thing about, you know, this app is, even though we have a lot of exercises from you for you to choose from, you can actually create your own and add it, and the app will treat it just like all the other exercises as well. So as you can see, you can go through there and create your own. Like, for example, these are some of my custom exercises that I realized I didn't have in my database, but I've added for myself, and I've been using them since. Like, weighted dips isn't there, single arm tricep push down isn't there, but you know, these are ones that I added. And if, you know, a lot of people, you know, consider it, then I'll probably just add it to the default, so you don't have to add them as a custom. But that just shows you have, you know, a huge selection. You can filter them by push or pull. You can filter them by core. You can filter them also by the exact muscle group you want to target as well. So as you can see, these are all the different chest exercises that come with it. And once you do that, you can save the routine. And then once you do that, you'll see the routine here. I'll just show you one of mine. So this is an example of my upper body day that I go through. So as you can see, I do pull-ups, I do pec deck. Sometimes I'll do lat pull down instead of pull-ups. You know, I'll do a lat raise machine. And as you guys can see, these are my actual stats and me tracking them over the time. And as you can see your heavy, you can see your heaviest weight, you can see your best set volume and stuff like that. So you can really get into the details of your data as you're using this app. And what I really like to see is that, you know, as I was using this app over time, you know, the data was just growing and growing, and I'm getting real insight into it. So that's the basics of it. You know, you have your routine, and then you can go into a training plan. A training plan basically allows you to like set a period of time where you can create a program or a plan where you stick to a certain frequency and routine. So I've actually been doing an upper lower split for the past 7 weeks. As you can see, for this week, I've hit my goal of going to the gym 4 times this week. My split, I just go upper lower rest, and then I take the weekends off. And in there, you can see, you can schedule your weekly pattern. A feature that I do want to add is some people don't go by weekly patterns, but they go by like day off, day on, or day like 2 days on, 2 days off. So I'll probably add that as a feature in a later update, but that is something that I'm planning on adding. So you can do that. You can basically edit it, and let's say you wanted to replace your lower, you can choose it from any of the routines you created earlier. So as you can see, I have a different one. Let's say instead of lower, I wanted to do full body or something like that. I can just replace it, and then on those days, that would be the routine that I would then go and do on that day. And specifically for plans, you can see your statistics in that plan period, what you've done. As you can see, these 7 weeks, I've been going to the gym. I haven't really been hitting the gym as much as I want to, so that's something I need to call myself out on. As you can see, I've fallen off, you know, in terms of only been 53% consistent with this plan, which is kind of alarming considering that I started off pretty well. But, you know, we live and we learn, we get better. As you can see, you can set the duration of, you can set it as an ongoing, or let's say something you want to do for only a certain amount of time. You can make it, you know, a definitive amount of time instead of just an ongoing plan. But that's your plans here as well. Let me show you what it looks like when you're actually at the gym and you're doing a workout. So let's say we're at the gym, we're doing upper body. As you can see, you have the duration timer in the top left, you have your current volume done, and you have your sets. So how it works is basically like this. Let's say you just finished doing your pull-ups, you did 7 reps of them, great job. You can set the rest timer, you know, I usually keep it at 3 minutes, but once you click that you've done the set, the rest timer automatically starts. And as you can see, now you completed your first set. And you can also add notes. As you can see, You can add notes to yourself to let you know, hey, maybe I didn't do that good this set or something like that, or hey, I need to fix this or lower the weight next set. You can add that, and then it will show up as a note for the next time you want to do it. But that's pretty much how it works. You just go through it all. I added a lot of cool features that I like from other apps. Like, for example, if you want to know exactly how much weight something is on like on a bench press or something, you can easily go into here, and there's a plate calculator, which is a super sick feature that I saw from other apps, and I was able to incorporate into my own. So as you can see, you can select the weight of the bar. You can either set the weight by saying, okay, I want to do 240 pounds. It'll automatically say, okay, to 240, put 245s, a 5 and a 2.5. Or if you wanted to, then let's say you just put plates on the bar, you don't know how much weight that is, you can just click on the plates to say, okay, I added 245s and I added a 25 and I added a 10. It automatically tells you exactly what weight it is, so you can just know. So either way, you can input it and get the opposite. So that's also a pretty cool feature. So you can do that. Let's see what else. Make sure I'm not missing anything else. Obviously, you can add sets. You can replace the exercises from the ones you already have, and you can also reorder your exercises to any any type of order you like to do them in. But this is a good feature as well that I've added. So I added some type of auto progression, just to kind of let you know, for example, like, hey, last time you did this workout, you kind of did 8 reps on all your sets, and you did them all. So it might be time for you to increase your weight, which is basically telling you, hey, if it's getting too easy, increase the weight, so you're always progressing. So we added that as a feature, and if you just click apply, boom, it automatically goes up by 5 pounds. And this is something that you can basically configure yourself. So let's say if your target reps is 6 and you do 6 in at least all of your sets, then the next time you open the workout, it's gonna tell you to go up by 5 pounds. But you can also change that as well to whatever weight you want it to go up by. But for me, 5 pounds just kind of fit. So that's pretty much that. When you're done your workout, all you do is just click finish. It'll say you want to finish it. It'll give you a summary of all the things that you did. You can add, some notes, how did the workout go, and then you can click save. I'm not gonna click save because it's gonna mess my thing, but anyway, you get the idea. You click save. Once you click save, you'll actually see the workout here in your recent activity. And this is another page that I really like as well. So this is the recent activity page. You can see here for any type of month. Let's go into the month of April. As you can see, I've been going to the gym. Orange is basically days that I missed, and then the gray is like my rest days. So they don't really consider my rest days as days I missed. So that's why that's kind of important to set as well. But as you can see, I'm pretty consistent. I just go lower, upper, lower, upper. That's pretty much my split. And you can check the statistics as well here. This is pretty much what you saw on that homepage. It kind of pictures the same thing. And then this is basically just the full list of exercises as well for you to look at. But this is what the activity page looks like. It's kind of just a recap of your workouts. And you can also go into a yearly view to kind of see, from a 10,000 foot view, how you're doing for the year. And, you obviously can click into any of them and then it'll go to that month. So that's just a nice little feature to let you know how you're going, how your consistency is. But there's that. But another feature that I really like is this photos feature. This photos feature is really something that I don't see a lot of other apps having, but something that I really wanted to have because, who doesn't like comparing their before and after pictures when they're at the gym? So it's really simple. You can either just click compare, take 2 photos. So I'll take the one that you guys see in that thumbnail where I was just super like out of hand, out of shape. And then this is kind of one of my more recent photos. As you can see, you can compare the 2 pictures. You can zoom in, you can basically make them side by side so you can have a comparison of how you look, and then it dates them as well. So this picture on the left was taken November 20th, 2025. The picture on the right was taken January 30th, 2026. So as you can see, like really good progress, to be honest, for me in those like 2 months. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was hard. Like I was eating like 1,800 calories a day. My cardio, I was easily getting 10,000 steps. I was playing soccer like 3 times a week. It wasn't easy, I'm not gonna lie, but that's that. And then you can click on that top right corner and just click save photo, and you can share it, save it to your gallery, and now you have it. And then that's that. So that's a really cool feature I added. I really think, it's underrated, but it's one of my favorite features, to be honest. And that pretty much covers most of the main details of the app. I would encourage you guys to look through it yourselves. Another cool feature I added is the app syncs with your Apple Health. So if you go and do cardio and stuff like that, instead of working out on a day, but you want that to count towards, you know, your Swole progress, you can actually see here that this is a run. This is actually me playing soccer, but I labeled it as a run. But as you can see, Swole is able to track that because it syncs with my Apple Health. But if you don't want that, this is also a setting that you can just turn on and off. So if you go to Apple Health, turn it on or off, and if you turn import cardio on and off, you won't have to deal with that as well. But that's pretty much the app, you know. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to say, the app does work with an Apple Watch. So if you do have an Apple Watch, it integrates with the app as a companion app. So when you start a workout, if you have your Apple Watch connected, you're able to control the app, you know, control your workouts through your watch. You know, if you want to start a set, you know, end a set, you know, start your rest timer, all those things, you can do that through your watch as well. I don't know why I didn't include that, but yeah, that's another cool feature I added. I did a lot of talking, but you know, that was the app. That's the app I've been working on. It's on the App Store under Swole. You know, I would encourage you guys to download it. If you like it, rate it 5 stars so that other people can see it as well. But yeah, this is an app that I'm going to continue to work on. I use it every single day, so I'm encouraged to, you know, make it as good as possible because I use it, my friends use it, my family use it. And so it's something that I want to make sure I'm always making better. And like I said, it's always going to be free. I'm never going to charge a dime for this app. It's one of my passion projects. That's something that I really enjoy doing, and I'm always going to make sure I'm making it better. So if you want to download it, the link is in the description down below, and you can try it out. But let me know what you guys think. If you made it to this far into the end of the video, I really appreciate it. Leave a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any comments about the app after you've tried it. I'm always open to, you know, making the app better. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and let me know if you try the app.